The September 11, 2001 attacks, commonly referred to as 9/11, stand as one of the most catastrophic and transformative events in modern history. On that morning, the United States of America faced a coordinated terrorist assault that claimed nearly 3,000 lives, wounded thousands more, and reshaped the global political, military, and security landscape. The attacks targeted key symbols of American power, the World Trade Center in New York City and the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. The magnitude of the tragedy shocked the world, ushering in a new era of heightened security, global counterterrorism, and political realignment. Background to the attacks were planned and executed by Al-Qaeda, an Islamist extremist organization founded by Osama bin Laden in the late 1980s. Al-Qaeda emerged from the network of jihadists who fought against Soviet occupation in Afghanistan, 1979 to 1989. Bin Laden and his followers perceived U.S. presence in the Middle East, particularly military bases in Saudi Arabia, as an affront to Islam's holy lands. They accused the United States of exploiting Muslim nations, supporting Israel, and interfering in Islamic governance. By the mid-1990s, bin Laden had declared jihad against the United States, framing America as the principal enemy of Islam. The events of September 11, 2001 on Tuesday, September 11, 2001, 19 hijackers associated with Al-Qaeda boarded 4 commercial flights departing from airports in Boston, Washington, D.C., and Newark. Their plan was to use the planes as weapons to destroy major American landmarks. 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. 9:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight 175 struck the South Tower. 9:37 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 hit the Pentagon. 10:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight 93 crashed in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, after passengers attempted to retake control from the hijackers. At 9:59 a.m., the South Tower collapsed, followed by the North Tower at 10:28 a.m. The heat from the jet fuel fires weakened the steel structures, causing catastrophic collapse and immense loss of life. Casualties and immediate impact: nearly 3,000 people were killed, including office workers, firefighters, police officers, and civilians from over 90 countries. It remains the deadliest terrorist attack in human history. Beyond human loss, the attacks caused immense economic and emotional trauma. The New York Stock Exchange closed for several days, and the economic cost exceeded $100 billion. Thousands suffered from injuries or long-term health issues from toxic dust exposure, while survivors battled psychological trauma and grief for years. Reasons behind the terrifying casualty: the massive death toll was due to the hijackers' use of fully fueled commercial airliners, the choice of symbolic high-occupancy targets, lack of security preparedness, and the building's structural vulnerability under extreme heat. The attacks occurred during working hours, when thousands were inside the towers, maximizing casualties. The unprecedented nature of using airplanes as weapons left the U.S. unprepared for immediate defense or evacuation. The immediate effects on America: the attacks united Americans in grief and patriotism. President George W. Bush declared a war on terror, leading to the invasion of Afghanistan in October 2001. The Department of Homeland Security was established, and the USA Patriot Act expanded surveillance powers. Economically, airlines, tourism, and insurance industries suffered huge losses, while socially, the attacks instilled fear and vigilance in everyday life. Patriotism surged as citizens rallied around the flag, yet anti-Muslim sentiment and xenophobia also grew. Global repercussions: the effects of 9/11 extended worldwide. The U.S. led the global war on terror, resulting in prolonged wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Nations around the world strengthened airport and border security, adopted stricter visa policies, and enhanced intelligence cooperation. The attacks also fueled Islamophobia and debates over immigration, civil liberties, and religious tolerance. U.S. foreign policy became increasingly militarized, and global relations shifted dramatically, especially in the Middle East. Long-term legacy: 2 decades later, the legacy of 9/11 continues to shape global politics. Surveillance programs expanded worldwide, and counterterrorism remains central to international policy. The 9/11 Memorial and Museum in New York City honor the victims and resilience of humanity. The killing of Osama bin Laden in May 2011 by U.S. Navy SEALs symbolized justice for many Americans, though extremism continues to evolve in different forms globally. In a nutshell, the September 11th attacks were a turning point in modern history that reshaped international relations, national security, and the collective human psyche. From the ashes of tragedy rose unity, courage, and remembrance. Understanding 9/11 is essential, not only to honor the victims but also to ensure that the lessons of that day guide the future of peace and humanity.